bare minimum because I was like, I don't have the money to really cover.
Yeah. Granted, it probably is $77. I can buy like with my roommates, so it's like always over 100, but then we split it pretty good.
Exactly. We all get our own stuff. Never gonna
We do. No, it's hard because like the produce we buy or go bad so fast. The reason we buy together is to make lunches together. I mean, dinners together, or we don't make it together, but like I'll do one night, I'll do one early. Because I don't know how you guys do it, but like I like to eat at a certain time, and Holly also likes to eat at that same time, and I wouldn't want to like wait for my roommate to be done cooking, so I could then go cook.
That's so stable. I'll eat dinner at like 11 p.m. That's when I know.
Okay. I get hungry. Like I should be a Snickers commercial. When I'm hungry, I'm not enjoyable to be around.
Yeah, I was thinking that I was like, do I eat lunch?
Yeah.
Although I already bought all the stuff that I needed, so I guess it's before the call.
Stop that.
Yeah. I feel like you are, I feel like you are the two dynamics who are definitely I have been, but I
Don't get me wrong. I've been over my class, a second period class last year. They were telling doctors and there's a good idea. I would love to see there's been times where I need to bring up the class but and then I realized like I was losing my way.
Okay, 2 minutes. I know Tay is here for sure. We're missing Tay, and then Asia's in the bathroom. Who else is in section 3 that's here today? Dion, okay. That's it?
That's all.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Del. you want to come up with the SEO.
Yeah, like if we want to send it up to the SQL this whole year, we need to get all of our and by that we should not be
Okay, I agree with that.
but that now we talk to our supervisors and our supervisors.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, because you gotta gain.
And then you wrote that a lot.
Oh, that's good.
It is my section 3 is my killer class.
Okay.
Of like, where I have to let everybody in.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started. It's good to see y'all. All right, so I can see that there are no players on the Kahoot. There should be at least there should be 4 players. And the incentive for getting first place in this Baltimore-based Kahoot is I will add 2 points to your essay grade. So if no one else but Kevin joins, he gets an automatic 2 points on his essay grade.
My phone dead.
You want to use mine?
Yeah.
Let me put it on Do Not Disturb.
I ain't playing with my phone.
Okay, well, it looks like.
I'll put it in the code.
Hello.
What's up?
Kevin?
Nasia, your phone's dead? Anasia, your phone's dead?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to partner up with someone, I'll let you split the 2 points for 1 point. If anyone wants to partner up with you, if you guys end up winning. All right,
Wait, I gotta put it in the code. I mean, I gotta change the name, right?
if you want to change it from Dell to Slick to what? Anasia is better than Dell? Is that going to be the new name? Just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
You know I'm with him.
Huh?
You know I'm with him.
Okay, so we good? We don't need to change the name? All right. Let's go ahead and get started. So it's Baltimore trivia, 8 quick questions. Let's see if you know something about Baltimore, or at least their version of Baltimore. Where is Baltimore located? I don't know if you can see it from here, but there are the letters on the map. Is it A, B, C, or D? Got 1 answer. I'm looking for 3 others. Do I have any geography people in the room? Oh, 2 others. 2 others, my bad. 1 more person. I honestly did not know before this, so yes. It was on that upper corner there, I believe. All right. Dell and Asia and Kev are up top. Malik, you got time to bring yourself up. What famous athlete is not from Baltimore? Is it Joe Flacco? That's red. Is it blue? Carmelo Anthony? Is it yellow? Michael Phelps? Or is it green? Cal Ripken Jr.? I did know this one before this morning. What do we think? Waiting on 1 person. No rush. You have 5 seconds. Yeah, it's Joe Flacco. That's so interesting that y'all thought it was Carmelo Anthony that's not from Baltimore.
You from Baltimore, bro?
He lived in Baltimore for a bit.
Oh.
But people don't like the name. I don't know.
You got it.
Oh, you talking about?
Come to class.
Hey.
We're in the middle of a Kahoot game. You can join that. Get some points on your essay that I didn't get this weekend. Carmelo Anthony also wrote a memoir about his time in Baltimore as well that just got released. It's like Tomorrow's Not Promised or something. I could be wrong about that.
What happened?
Carmelo Anthony wrote a memoir about his time in Baltimore. All right. The Ravens were named after a poem written by this famous Baltimore author. Is it red, Francis Scott Key, blue, Edgar Allan Poe, yellow, Calvin Brodus Jr., or green, F. Scott Fitzgerald? So if you know who wrote The Raven, you know the answer to this one. Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. All right, everyone said F. Scott Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald wrote things like Gatsby. Edgar Allan Poe wrote things like The Raven, Annabelle Lee, other Gothic horror stories and poems. All right, where did the Orioles play before Camden Yards was built? Is it red, RFK Stadium, blue, Baltimore Civic Center, yellow, PSINet Stadium, or green, Memorial Stadium? Most of my classes, huh? These are there are random questions about places in Baltimore. I will say most of my class didn't know this one. Yeah, Memorial Stadium.
You got it right. Yup.
Proud of you.
Yup.
All right, Del 2 split. Looks like y'all are gonna split that extra credit point in your essay. All right, what summer snack began in Baltimore? Is it red, slushy, blue, snowball, yellow, shaved ice, or green, snow cone? There was a. Huh? It's like ice that's like all shaved and soft, and then they just put like a sweetener on it, like a syrup. Snowballs are specifically packed up as snowballs. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is a snowball.
Wait, I can catch you back.
If you would catch up in the next 2 points,
My phone's dead.
you can pair up with Malik
Wait,
or
can I just say
Tyler.
my answers over?
I mean, I'm not gonna keep track of it. So
Well,
this is incentive for you to come to class early on time.
no,
All right, what Baltimore event involves a horse race? Is it red, the Preakness Stakes, blue, the Hot Fest, yellow, the Pimlico, or green, the 4th of July? A lot of people tripped up on this one.
The yellow.
A lot of people tripped up on this one.
God damn it.
Yeah, everyone said the
It's not
Pimlico.
fair 'cause we really don't know about stuff like that. You got to go deeper.
I know, I definitely need to go deeper. You need
to.
You know what? You need to go tell me Baltimore facts so I can make a Kahoot because this is based on like another
So
person.
here's the confusion. The racetrack is in Pimlico, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's like the Pimlico racetrack, right? Yeah. But the race is called the Preakness.
Can you drop my phone?
So that's the trick.
Cause I know about.
But you guys should know that the Preakness
I
is like
do.
one
I
of the
can-
three
I'll get you
grand
what's-
slams for horse racing. You guys are lucky to have that like
When he died.
worldwide event here.
All right. What sign for sugar can be seen from Baltimore's Inner Harbor? I see this when I drive every single day.
It's bitching.
So I have two. I have one.
No, the first one you did not get. So
No, but not. I did get one right.
which one?
The snowball one.
Okay, sure. At this point, everyone has gotten more. So yeah, it's the domino sign, right? You see it. It's up in red. You always see it whenever you're driving by, especially if you're in East Baltimore. All right, what wooden Navy ship can be found in Baltimore's Inner Harbor? Is it red, the USS Constellation, blue, the USS Constitution, yellow, the USS Independence, or green, the HMS Her Majesty? Resolution. I don't remember what the abbreviation stands for. Yeah, it is the Constellation.
But I knew that already.
Yeah, sure. My best friend's parents used to work on the Constellation. That's how we met. All right, so in third place we have Malik. Second place we have Deladeja. Oh, who got the extra credit on their essay? It's Kevin. Whoa!
First of all, nobody's ever asked you. I've been to plenty of times. No.
I was late.
You know, you can suck it.
All right, as a consolation prize to everyone, because y'all participated, I will be going around with some cookies during your do now. Okay, so let me move on. You want your do now and bring some snacks through. Thank you for participating. Now it's time to do. Thank you. Time to do announcements. So, really quick, I'm no longer accepting work from week 1. Don't turn that in. It will not be graded. Any work missed from week 2 must be turned in by this Thursday, July 21st, including your essays. Some of which, some of y'all told me you will get them in to me this weekend, and I did not see that, so. We're gonna get some time in class to finish it up today. So like I said, there will be time in class today to work on last week's essay, but this is gonna be the last amount of time I give you in class, so if you do not finish, consider using your day off tomorrow to revise or finish as needed, because I definitely will not be accepting essays after this Thursday. Malik, please, you're gonna leave your phone charged, leave it charged up here, and don't come up. Alright, there is no school tomorrow, this is a reminder, use that to catch up on all the work that you've been missing. I'm staring at some of y'all in particular. Alright, so we just did some SEL, gonna go through the agenda. We have a quick do now, it's gonna be a quick write, I'll be coming around with cookies while you do that. And then I'm gonna give y'all, let's say 30 minutes to start off. 30 minutes to finish your graphic organizers and to write your essays. A lot of y'all did excellent work on Thursday, so it should not take that long to finish, but we shall figure it out. Then we'll have our first spring break, and then afterwards we're gonna dive into Act 2 of Romeo and Juliet. And ideally, we would do group work, but as you can see, there are only 5 of y'all in here, so it's gonna be individual work, and we'll kind of get through it together. At the end of class, you'll have time to check in on your grades, and complete any makeup work, including the essay. Class expectations: respect, be honest, one mic, one voice, be open-minded, and to try your best. All right, your quick write. Everyone should have grabbed a packet on the way in. We do have packets today. That should be a routine that we are in by now, week 3 of summer school.
Don't get extra credit.
You're just really trying to get extra credit because you haven't turned anything into me, huh?
Because I sit in here and do it. I think that you would just grade me because you watch me do my work.
I do watch you do the work, but I also expect the work to be in the bin so I can double check.
But I be forgetting.
I remind y'all at the end of
And I
class.
lost my photos on my work. So can I just get that credit for being
No. It's kind of crazy that you guys love coming up with these excuses. Like, we never talk to do anything but to give me excuses. All right, so your quick write. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Respond to the following question in a minimum of 2 sentences. Minimum of 2 sentences. Do you think love is blinding? Why or why not? Would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think love is blinding?
Wait, can you give like an example of blinding?
Yes. So an example of blinding. Do you think love is so overwhelming that it causes you to not see certain things, not see certain truths?
Yep.
5 minutes to respond in at least 2 sentences. I would love more. If you're trying to get extra credit, write more. Yes. Would you like a cookie? No. Would you like a cookie? I don't want to. I was at Costco this year and I was like, let's trade for snacks instead of snacks What? Little tiny cookies? I mean, there's gonna be more. I can
Oh, no.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. I'm no carb. I'm trying, well, no grain related carbs. Carbs and veggies and fruit.
While you're essay writing, I'll come around again because I have a lot.
Good afternoon. Please pardon this interruption. Quincy Barnett, please come to the first floor main office. Your transportation is here. Quincy Barnett, please come to the first floor.
After I had, well, first my room, I'm starting to close doors. So you're gonna share it out loud.
Okay, I got you.
Huh?
I got you.
You get participation credit. you don't participate, yeah. I'm starting to keep a better track of participations. Nice. Stay quiet. I don't know, I just, can I look? Please, no, I just don't eat.
What's up, lady?
Don't have it on the way in, sorry. Good, very good. Thank you for being here.
This place, Raj, shit.
For those of you who just walked in, you have 2 minutes left to respond to this do now. Do you think love is blinding? Why or why not? Make 2 sentences. No, it's not. Okay, you made it look at it. I don't know, but it ain't gonna be with me. Okay. It's not. Go ahead and pass it. We're just finishing up our do now. Give a minute to write up.
I get one.
That's on you.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
I'm so happy you're here. Please take a seat. Work on your do now.
Yeah, I will. I just said you wrong.
Oh, yes. No one should be talking. Y'all should be working on your do now.
I get my sister on her end. My sister still this. Not still you. Ain't your mama. Not still your father.
He said your whole family.
You just blocking.
All right. Let's end the side conversations. Go over this do now. So, can somebody share out what they wrote? Do you think love is blinding? Why or why not? Raise your hands if you're going to share out or speak out. Otherwise, I don't want to hear a word. Kamara, what do you think? Is love blinding? Why or why not?
I say yeah.
Why?
I say it because like you can really love people. You can love them. You still love them.
Okay, I feel like you wrote a little bit more than that. So Kamara said, yes, love can be blinding. Sometimes when a person is mean, you can overlook that if you're in love with them. Do you want to share a little bit more about what you wrote, directly from what you wrote? No. Okay. Anyone else want to share for participation points? Easy participation points, Del.
I said I think love is blind because
This pencil broke.
when you love somebody, you want to see them in a bad light.
Can you repeat yourself once more?
When you love someone, you don't want to see them in a negative way.
Perfect. I love that. When you love someone, you don't want to see them in a negative light.
What? How you know about and I need
They do not give me bus passes today. I think they're just gonna have you either go to the office at the end of class, or if they do give me bus passes at the end, I will pass them
I
out.
already got some.
All right, thank you, Del, and thank you, Kamara. You guys both have participation points for the day. Let me just mark that down. Great. So, alright, so everyone should take out their packets from today. I am going to briefly give you an example of a strong and a less strong body paragraph. So, this weekend, I had graded a lot of your writing. Those grades are not going to be the final grades, but I want to show you what I saw, weak examples and stronger examples, because I want you to have a strong example so you can bring your grades up. So if you look at the first page of your packet, there are two paragraphs. On the left side, body paragraph 1, the right side, body paragraph 2. I am going to read both of them to you. As I am reading, I want you to take note on the bottom here. What is the difference between these two body paragraphs? And then I want you to make a decision on which paragraph is better or more convincing. So we're not going to shout out. I'm going to go ahead and read this first body paragraph. Ulrich and George died because of fate. Ere they could leap beside a mass of falling beech tree had thundered down on them. A tree fell on them in the forest. That's body paragraph number 1. I'm going to read number 2. Pay attention to what is different. Ulrich and George died because they were trapped under a tree by fate. When the men meet in the forest, Saki writes, ere they could leap aside a mass of falling beech tree had thundered down on them. This shows that getting stuck was outside of their control because they did not have time to use free will and jump out of the way. How many people think the first paragraph is better? Okay, Tay. How many people think the second body paragraph is better? Got Anasia. Everyone else is like, eh. I'm going to do this again. I want to see more hands. How many people think number 1 is better? Tay, Denaya. How many people think number 2 is better? Terrell, Tamara. Oh, Denaya.
2 is better, but 1 is easier and straightforward.
Yes.
Okay, I like that we're having this conversation. 2 is better, but 1 is easier and more straightforward. Sometimes the better paragraph is not the easiest one to write. That is what I will say about that. Body paragraph 2 is a bit better. Why? What is the difference in body paragraph 2 that we don't see in this first one? Evidence. Okay, so they both have evidence, actually, so these quotes. But what does body paragraph 2 do with the evidence that body paragraph 1 does not do? Anasia? They tell you who said it or who wrote it. Great. Saki writes, right? You don't just throw the quote in the middle of the paragraph. You say Saki writes. Saki is the name of the short story. And then you put the quote there. Good. What happens after the quote is included? It explains it. So right here, we see a tree fell on them in the forest. This is just a summary of the quote. We don't want to just summarize our quote. This over here, it says, this shows that getting stuck was outside of their control because they did not have time to use free will and jump out of the way. This explanation ties the quote to the idea of free will or fate, which is the goal of your essay. So when you're writing your body paragraphs, you want to make sure that you are explaining how the quote relates to fate or free will, or both. All right. I'm going to go over to the next slide to explain this a bit further. And then we are going to move on to work time for our essays. Miss Winnet, could you pass out the work from last week for me?
I just want to say, those of you on your phones, if when Ms. No is done making her extremely detailed explanation of this and you're not sure what to do,
And then everyone gets copied.
we're just mostly concerned that you're not absorbing the instruction as well as you might be. So everyone gets copied. That's
I
just a
get that.
caveat.
You gotta wait 2 hours.
That's just a caveat. The caveat is, if your attention is focused on the text message and you're reading or something, you might not be absorbing the instruction as well as you could be.
All right. I get that we want to go home. It's a long day, but you're going to be stuck in here for 2 hours. Might as well make sure you get an A instead of an F. So, really quick overview. That first body paragraph has quote roadkill. Your reader is just driving along and the quote comes out of nowhere.
I thought we was writing them essay.
We are. And this is what I saw in your essays that I want you to fix because right now you don't have full credit.
So now you don't know.
Right, so now you can have all this instruction for what you should have in your essay instead of what you should not have. So, first paragraph, quote overkill, I don't like it. Don't just throw the quote in there. You want to plant the quote, and when I say that, I mean introduce the quote, right? So instead of just throwing in the quote in the middle, you can use any of these examples or any of the ones you do know, and then introduce the quote, right? So the author writes, put the quote there. Easy way to get full credit on your body paragraph. Does anybody have any questions about what I mean by planting or introducing the quote? Great.
Do you have a worksheet from, do you have this extra trip?
No, I ran out because the copier was not working at that point. Actually, you know what? No, just kidding, I do.
Okay.
Someone left behind their copiers that they didn't write. All right.
Kevin, you have yours? Oh, yeah, because you do.
The other thing, like I said, the first body paragraph just summarizes the quote. Don't just tell me what happens in the quote. Analyze it, tell me how it is connected to fate or free will. Your analysis should be in your own words and connect the quote to the idea of fate or free will. So, I'm going to give y'all 30 minutes to finish your evidence charts and to finish your essays. If we need more time, I'm open to giving you a little bit more time. But use what we went over today to make sure that your paragraphs are solid. Writing time expectations, y'all already did a good job of this on Thursday. I'm going to repeat it now. Everyone must stay in their seats. You can whisper or quietly talk to the people next to you, but there should be no shouting or throwing items in the class. Take breaks as you need them, but know that this is the last day we will have in-class time to work on it. What you don't finish here, you must finish at home by Thursday.
What is it then? The essay?
By this Thursday, yes, the essay. So if you finish it here, you don't have to bring anything home and finish it for homework.
How many weeks left of school? 3. It's 3.
After this week, it's 3.
No,
After this week
it's 2.
After this week, it's 2. No, after this week, it's 3.
Wait, don't we get out the last So we got
Your last day is August 12th.
This is the 3rd week.
This is the 3rd week, yes.
Who's on school's 5 weeks?
Okay, so if you are ready to move on to your essay, go ahead and write your essay. This is the checklist up here. I'm not going to read it out because you know how to read the checklist. Make sure you have all those points in order to get full credit. Huh? You would type it if you want, but you haven't done anything, so I would start working in class.
I want to say something. Nothing. I don't even know. It's not funny.
There's some extras. One back of the answer.
Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm getting this.
Nobody asked you.
Can I put this out?
We're not doing songs with lyrics during essay break.
I go live.
I know. This happened to come in during a day when we were listening to Will class.
Don't get no
This
grade.
becomes so much. I didn't read. I'm ready to get.
Get no dummies.
Can I get my head done Tuesday? And I'm coming to school Wednesday.
What we doing? Miss knows my phone.
Your essay. You are writing the essay. Yeah.
Can I check it?
No, you are small.
Miss, you gotta call me.
You can use this graphic organizer to help you answer. So basically,
I only have the bud. If you bring in the actual charger, I can do all the charges.
I hate burning essays.
Just don't look at it as an essay, look at it as I'm writing an introductory paragraph, I'm writing a body paragraph. Yes, in chunks.
I also told you exactly what you need to put in each paragraph, like literally sentence to sentence. I told you what to include. I also gave you feedback based on what I've read. So if you change your essay or the evidence chart based on my feedback. You can get all
S.A.
your points.
Well, you ain't not gonna do the first one.
As I
No, you
did.
did not. You was playing 8 ball with that boy with them boys.
Did I do the first one?
Where he at?
Told you I was going
I ain't tell you, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you like I'm not playing. Why would you touch me?
Oh, no. And he said, you
No, he did not. He hit my
You
money.
said he wasn't going to
No.
jump and he
We're
did.
gonna stop with the side conversation.
Now I'm gonna beat the shit out of you just for that. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm not interested. I told you I was gonna knock the city. And I'm gonna make it. I wanna fight, bitch. And I'm gonna spit on you. And I'm not playing. I'll put it on the.
Don't do that. All right, what did you have to say?
So, look at it more like a.
Ain't no way all three of y'all just said so right after each other. Ain't no way she said so right after each other.
Man, what is you doing, man?
It's a good transition word.
I'm tired of school.
Funny, y'all.
So, what's that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, flip it over.
I come from
Get
there.
that. Now, you're in the process of writing your paragraph. You've got an introduction, a body paragraph, and a conclusion. You can actually write this in any order that you feel is easiest, right? So, in the introduction, you have a host sort of background information and your claim, right? Your point of view. Your point of view answers the question.
Who we got right about?
What's up?
We got right about.
So the question is,
What's the paragraph? That's it. Whatever we wanna make it.
No. First of all, that's a marker right here. I see almost.
so the argument is whether Ulrich and George are victims of fate or exercise of kindness. So, and then they use the instead of to support their claim. So, do you think their lives are controlled by fate or
Now
free
you're
will?
choosing evidence and make it into a paragraph.
Okay.
Boy, make him a beat shit out, so I'm not
Hey,
playing.
so that's
Hey,
You guys can.
That was funny as shit. You went,
You guys, it's week 3.
Yo.
Hey,
Yo,
okay.
what? Yeah, they got
Tanaya.
Okay, it's week 3. Let's regroup.
Alright, I'm quitting. Alright, it's not that. Oh my God, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
What I did.
so Sarah said who's the trans, why are you kicked out today? So what is that you do? Why are you also on the call home?
You don't like call home. Like it's not that serious. You better get with the girls doing. But and I want everybody. And I said what I said. I'm not playing. Oh, you don't want to do that. Yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back. Well, you ain't gonna come back on nobody.
Hey,
Oh no, I ain't gonna do that, man.
Alright, you guys, it is week 3. We have made it to week 3.
Right across the room.
Let's take a deep breath, a classroom deep breath. Alright, let's refocus on why we're here at summer school. Alright, this is about getting the This is
I'm
about
ready to
getting.
do my. I'm ready to do my work. All right.
Yes, exactly. We're here to do our work. That's it. All the extra stuff
Oh my God, I'm not.
is not why we're here.
No, you should never touch me in the first place. Oh my gosh. If I go in the hallway, I'm going home.
Tanaya, I'm not asking.
All right, I'm not. Time to call.
Please pardon this interruption, Mr. Volmar, please come to the first floor main office. Mr. Volmar, please come to the first floor main office. Thank you.
Alright.
We have 3 minutes in the hallway.
Tay,
Can I get 3 minutes in the hallway?
maybe. Yeah, maybe it might be a good idea, because we need to take a collective deep breath. If you need to take a break, so we're not gonna disrupt anybody else.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and come back. I should go.
Okay, hold on, you need to pass. You really do.
It wasn't you. You lucky I ain't doing it. You can do it. Not throwing it at her for bending away.
Just don't make any more comments, you guys, to each other. Just leave each other alone. Leave each other alone.
Brian, he knocked my bun off.
What you
Like,
need
I'm gonna spell
You
your
need
name
a rubber
wrong.
band?
No, I know. I'm leaving my bro.
I'm not the fun of this.
So what I was going out, that's just silly.
Right, you heard
Hey,
me.
just leave it alone. I
He's
promise
trying
you
to show
guys
him
leave each
how
other
to
alone. Leave the comments. Okay, you guys, all the rest of us, let's vote. Vanguard.
But you used to be at NASCAR.
No, I'm not.
I used to be at NASCAR.
What's the good to know?
I will. I'm gonna get my
Oh, you still going now? Alright, you guys. Dion, y'all. I mean, I'm also including every boy side here. Okay? We don't want any more disruption. I appreciate Dell and Kevin and Malik and everyone who's being quiet. Because that is a good environment for writing.
I just got off a jail call.
Writing requires deep concentration and thought. Kamira, thank you for setting a good tone for learning and working.
Yeah, so you're saying that mental violence was his fate, so what was that? That's not feeling, right? So what do you mean by saying mental violence? So you gave me this quote. I gave you this, I was putting the name on it. Yeah, it is. Right, so you know, you're graphic organized, so when I said, before the moment of hesitation to give in, work doctrine, nature's own violence. What was nature's own violence? And what does that have to do with Malcolm now? I don't know. That's the big part, figure out what it is, when you're
Oh, you've done an excellent start, very organized, I like it, very good. And then you have the definition for faith, so where you're at.
Oh, now that you definition of freedom.
No, you did
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, you gave the definition, now you get to state your position. So, what do you think the lives are controlled by? Okay, so, you can introduce your argument by saying, in the short story, The Interlopers, Ulrich and George, the characters Ulrich and George's lives were controlled by. That's a, you want to give some context for your argument. You want to let us know what you're talking about. You're just saying, whose lives? And what are you talking about? So you need to give us the context of this story. Now you're stating your argument, yeah. Yes, this is your introduction paragraph, so this is paragraph 1. Don't worry about it. So it's.
Why they come in here like they all be in like this?
And then when you're done with the introduction.
Can I go to the
just
bathroom?
And start your body paragraph. That's a good way to
Oh, no,
differentiate.
mine is good.
Okay, so what happened with the back shot? What's that from this? It's what they first learned, whatever. Not just a branch, the whole tree. They fell on them, and so it got in an act of faithlessness.
Terrell, do you need any help?
Sweet.
Do you need any, let us know if you need any help with the
You didn't say that.
organizer or getting
Yes, it was.
started or,
Okay, so.
you probably need like text, do you have, you don't even have text edits, do you? You need everything. Were you here to listen to the story? Were you here to listen to the story? No? Okay. So, the story is about,
It's still 1 o'clock.
the story is about two guys who hate each other.
Girl. Stay on your ass, take
Alright, she put that bitch on again. I raised that bitch out one more time.
The story-
Touch me. I'm not placing them right on the shit out you.
Okay, alright.
Take a seat.
You know, like, don't.
Just take a seat, don't even talk about it.
Oh my
Take a seat.
God. If
Yo.
you touch me, I'm serious. I'm just not touching you. Watch out, y'all. Over there with that. Oh, I'm going there.
Okay. You guys. Okay.
Hey,
Alright.
Yeah.
take a seat. Naya, take a seat. Hey,
Yo, ain't you the boss squad? Now, come on.
I know it's really serious. I know it's really serious, but now it's a disruption, and now we're not going to control it. I know you're talking about, but now both of you need to take it out of the classroom.
Bro, he touched me.
Get out of the classroom first.
You both need to come on.
I'm doing my
Make up your
essay.
work at another time, unless you want to.
We literally just
Right, I'm doing my essay. He touched, bro.
No, Tate, you hit her with the class bar. Please get the class bar.
Especially you like to do it.
Come on. Come on. Come here.
That's not even my name. That's not even my name.
Maybe.
I'm not doing this. You are irritating.
Don't play that, bro.
Alright, guys.
Y'all have 17 minutes left to work on this essay. So, get it done. I'll be around when you can.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't finish my.
At the very least, I want you to get some text evidence. So the story's about two guys who don't like each other. And one guy, and they're fighting over a piece of land. One guy owns it, the other guy thinks he still. No, not trying to steal it from them. So one guy used to own
So, that's Faith
it. The other guy
I think
got it from him in a lawsuit. But the guy who used to own it, he didn't accept the fact that he lost the lawsuit.
you don't have
So
to.
he goes on the land to
You can just end it here, right?
Right.
It's Faith didn't know it was a lie.
Well, the guy who
I
now
think
legally
why
owns the land, he's like, I'm gonna get this guy. He comes on my land, steals my animals, I'm gonna go get him. So he goes out on this last guy, goes looking for George. He knows he's gonna be poaching, he knows he's gonna be hunting. So they go out, they bump into each other, they meet each other in the woods. And just before they can shoot each other, a tree falls on them. And they're stuck underneath the tree. And they're just like, oh my God. And, you saw that, you heard that part? They got stuck under the tree. And then Ulrich, here's the kind of thing, he's like, you know what? Being mad at this guy is just not worth it, you know? So I'm gonna become his friend. And George takes a minute to warm up to the idea, but ultimately he was like, yeah, okay, we can be friends. And then as friends, they decide, let's call for help. You know what, our men are gonna be coming, let's call for help. So they start calling for help together. No, the men, they see something out in the distance, and George is like, is that our guys?
No,
Okay, so starts laughing like a crazy person, and he's like,
Do you remember doing it? Do you remember
no,
doing
and George's like, what is it? He's like, whoa,
this? We worked on this on Thursday.
whoa.
Remember, it's great.
So they're stuck under the tree, they're calling out for help together, and who hears them? Wolves. So, huh? What are wolves? Like big dogs, but they're wild. Yeah. So, that's the story. It's ironic. Well, that's the idea. It doesn't actually seem like it's the big bit. But I don't think so. I think so, but they are bloody and the wolves are coming after them, and so they're probably gonna be. So, your job is to decide, did their freedom of choice or fate play a bigger role in their ultimate demise, right?
Yeah,
Which played a bigger role, their own personal choices
if you
or
weren't here on,
fate?
if you weren't here on Thursday,
Fate, things they couldn't control, like the tree
so
falling down
ask
and the
if,
wolves
ask
hearing
the
the
chaperone
cry.
has an extra cost.
I'm sorry for this disturbing you all.
We accept.
That was entertainment.
Alright,
Hey, yo, why you ain't do that yet?
so your job is to find some text evidence, right? In paragraph 1 and 2, I want you to read these two paragraphs. You tell me why do they hate each other? You find the quote, the exact line from the story, and then you tell me if it's fate or free will. So that's what you do right now. Do it right now. How you doing? Here. Thanks. How are you doing? Just check because you're on your phone and you should be right. You guys, okay, you get that done? Because you guys do a heck of a lot of writing in your text messages, and I'd like you to focus that you're good. Oh, then it's even worse. You're playing a video game. Alright, so. You wanna play? No, I don't like those things.
She already got me all the pens.
We can only bring you to the water, we can't make you drink. Who even has this? What is this? Because when you go outside.
That's a fly spot.
It was here?
Smack the flies.
I think it might have been the teacher.
Bud.
Alright, so you've got your task. Read these two paragraphs and tell me why they hate each other.
Not a nice circle. You're playing a lot back there. Free mustache.
I want you guys to write your essay. It's that simple.
You don't have to write the whole book. Which part of the book talks about? I'm not going to sit right here. Go ahead.
Okay, so.
That was cutting, no shit.
So you already answered this, right? You think fate plays a bigger role in their life, right? Okay, so that's what you need to write down here. Just give me a statement.
Yeah, I know what it's on there. Oh, it is, I forgot.
So, don't bring the TV I should.
You should. You got to run off and what you would apply for.
Ms. No, do you have a marker? Just a regular
You might
marker?
actually-
Yeah. I will ask you to do.
You gonna do this, you know?
Neon.
What is that? No, you gotta do that.
Damn, that's 30 long as shit.
You know, I ain't got nothing to do nothing there. Tell them what she gonna do. She out there.
Alright, you have your book, you have your background.
Oh, you were.
Where you get Avian?
So your claim, you want to introduce your claim, right? In
Shit. See, Louis, like he really knocked out the sugar idea. Yeah, bitch stuff around. You can't order it.
Oh, that's it.
You can't order it. Like you order American ones, like yeah. And I wanted to order this You let niggas take your mouth, like a mouth. They told us you let me take your mouth. He was crying.
Why you ain't helping?
Because that wasn't my friend. The first time I helping him, you came in to finish something. He was boiled up. I didn't punch you. And I wish a bitch did. I'm still.
All right, so you're gonna state your claim, but you need to give us some context. So you wanna tell us it's in the short story and name the short story, give me the name of the short story, the interlopers, right? All right, then you wanna give me the characters you're talking about. Who are your characters' names? Look in your book, look in your paper, it's right there. George, okay. What's the other guy's name? Uldrick, okay.
That.
Uldrick.
No.
And George's
That's Alaric.
lives are controlled by what?
What?
What do you think? Faith. So then you write that. Alright? And the short story is called The Interlopers. So there's your claim.
I won't tell Steve. No, Steve was beautiful.
His whole conversation is so that's why his mother crippled. And I'm a
Alright. So when you're writing
Already.
your claim, yeah, give us the background information on your graphic
I
organizer.
know, come on, where you going, Come on. Let's go, come on, ready.
In the short story, what that say?
The Interlopers, it's the name of the short story. In the short story, The Interlopers, Uldrick and George's wives. George, yeah, there's no E on the end, yeah. The background information are the two definitions of faith and free will, right? So that's easy enough. You just look those up, right? The hook is how you're gonna catch the reader, right? It can be a question, it can be a bold statement, or it can be a fact, right?
That is a question.
So for instance, I think someone said, you know, a question could be,
Right? What is the question?
do you really think you have control over your own lives? Right? So that's a question, right? Free will and faith, you know, are, you know, or
What?
If the question about faith is
what?
You gave me the claim. That's all I need.
Okay, alright. If that's enough to get you started, then
Good.
yeah.
Shit.
You gotta get started.
Everybody needs to say how she talked. You got switch places. And you switch places.
So Dion, if the claim,
That's like a thing.
well, you need to think of your own hook, like, cause, you know, okay, so it could be a question, right? So, happen to our characters, right? It's kind of a shocking question, like, no, I've never been walking through the woods and a tree fell on me. But don't use mine. You can't, it'll be plagiarism. You asked me for an
No, it's
example.
not, you're not professional.
Oh. You can ask any question, you know, it can be, do you think you have control over your own lives? Free will is the ability to make your own choices. Fate is going to definition. In the short story, Interlopers, Ulrich and George's lives are more controlled by fate. Or you could go on with it. Have you ever been walking through the woods and have a tree fall on you? That's an example of fate. We don't always have control over the things that go on in our lives. And then you go on into a definition. So the hook can be a little bit longer than just a question. It can be kind of a, you have a living dialogue with your reader, right? You're talking to somebody. When you're writing, you're talking to someone. So consider who you're talking to, that's your audience, and talk to them.
No.
Alright, so who's your audience?
It is.
It is or it's not? Okay, people would want to write about people. Okay, so describe a scenario, you're driving off to
Yeah, I was back
I'm
there.
sorry, but I need to answer.
I went to the
Oh my God.
I will be there. I'll be
He's
there.
not even doing it.
No.
Alright, so
Don't come back.
give me that, write that scenario out. Why is that gonna be an example?
What's your question? Maybe I can
I
help
need to
you.
know if this is good.
Oh, if it's good? Okay.
I just said,
When we don't have gas in the house. Right? Describe that scenario. Right? One day you're driving out of gas. Is that an And then how do you,
Yes, that's excellent. You're on the right track. Good job.
Alright, what did I just say?
Now you need to introduce your quote.
alright, let's say, come tell me if I should start my paragraph or it's my start.
Okay.
And I'm here for the cases, please.
Alright, so now you're gonna skip a line and you're gonna tell me, right? You're gonna, okay, now you're into your essay, but you have to have a topic statement, right? So you're gonna answer, explain your argument, remind the reader whether there's free will or fate is at play in the story. So you're basically, because it's just a graphic essay, you're basically going to state your claim, but you're gonna be a little bit more specific.
You would really
Okay, so you write
over here and that's where you're in their lives.
now you're gonna be more specific as to how free will,
This is just basically after
you know, impacts their lives. Okay, so how did their free will, how did their freedom of choice affect their life?
My phone over there, keep thinking I lost it.
Alright, y'all. Do we need more time on this essay?
No, break time.
No, it's actually free will, it's a play in the story.
Actually, let me ask this. How many people are done with their essays? You are not done with your
I'm
essays.
almost done, I'm gonna hear everybody.
How many people are completely done with their essays?
How many people almost done?
Alright. I'm gonna put on the clock for another 15 minutes. We will see where we're at 15 in 150.
Just set your mind to work, focus,
No.
commit yourself to taking it one box at a time. It's self-discipline.
Oh, you know, I was in charge.
That's mine now.
Exactly. I'm on the two classes at all.
Okay.
She's actually.
Alright, Thrill, did you do your task?
You heard that?
No, not even a little bit. So your phone is taking you away from doing any kind of work.
Yeah, you see, she don't take it.
I know.
is your grade. You're here for school, right? You're here. You might as well do the work. Because just being here is not gonna get you your grade. I mean, we're glad you're here,
What's wrong, Dion?
but just showing up is not gonna get it for you.
What?
Nayan.
Yo, why did you do that?
She dismissed you with it.
Oh, excuse me. Too loud.
But
Why is he texting? I would take it if put out. I would go right up, right for so.
Dumbo.
That's where I'm going.
Cat.
Not going to Dunbar.
I am going to Dunbar.
Ben said that. Ben said it was cat.
I got put out there, it was something.
You got put out. You can't go in Dunbar.
Yes, I can. Like, why you see me?
When I say that,
I'll be there. Who? Yeah, man.
you be the loudest one in the room. Loudest one in the room.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait.
why don't they like each other?
Cause they wanna take each other line.
Okay, so where does that say? You need to find that quote. Look in paragraph 2.
I should gotta get the 7.
Look in paragraph 2. I can't tell you the answer. You have to
Right
find
here,
it.
look.
Paragraph 2.
She nosy though. Like, come on, bro.
I thought you were sorry.
I got scared. I'm not taking
Well, but it doesn't say why. It just says the feud has grown into a personal one. But it doesn't say why. It doesn't say why they're fighting. You have to look in the first part of the paragraph and tell me why they're fighting. The exact quote
Where's Savior?
tells you why they're
Where's
fighting.
dry? Better TV.
You get it right so much.
My man,
So
Steve.
how about him in your hands? Look.
Fuck up. I get him to slap the shell.
Get him.
Again.
I'm sorry.
You know what, at this point,
First time.
at this point, y'all, I'm just gonna start taking more points the more you guys talk to each other. For all your own essays. I would have talked to you when I was.
Or are you taking my points? Or?
How many items?
Yeah, exactly. So what line was it?
How we doing? Very good. It's not bad.
You don't do it, you don't get your full.
Yes. Yep. Yep. And so this, had rescued it from the illegal possession of a neighboring family of petty. So it's the sentence starts a famous lawsuit in the days of his greatness. So that's your, you're looking at how that
Word. Explain what is free will.
That is your exact quote. Yeah, that's your quote. Okay, famous lawsuit in the days
So
of
what examples are you gonna write about?
right?
What? Then we know this is good, right? There are
A lawsuit.
and they walk through shit.
That's gay.
Alright, so,
But if you got you go right.
in the days of famous lawsuit,
They can beat you.
Actually, show me your chart.
has embittered relationships between families for 3 generations. That's what I would write. The famous lawsuit, ... had embittered the relationships for 3 generations. End of it. That's what I would put in my report. Right there.
So,
A famous lawsuit famous lawsuit. Dot, dot, dot. And then had embittered
So this is
relationships between,
what's the example of this?
that's, yes. Good job. Because it's good practice to write. You gotta write. Get in the practice of writing, why the question is really, why hesitate to write? Why not write?
Comes in the last story and affects how that laid out, okay? So the first one, are you gonna talk about which is tree words or okay? The tree words. Set up your quote. What happens that knocks the tree? Okay, come on, get more. Look, oh my gosh,
You should have had that.
so tell me that has that. Throughout. Time out.
I need my music.
And then you bring in, stop it, so set up.
Trying to give my young lady. I'm tired of shit.
Oh, no, you are.
Okay, so.
No, you had a rainbow in this shit.
I mean, you know the girls here that we had.
So.
Now I need
First of all, when I
that over here.
Get that blue.
Okay, so.
Get it red.
Yeah. Okay.
Red, ugly as shit. Like a hot Cheeto.
Get it blonde. Get it blonde.
Say,
You know, in your
paragraph,
whichever one this shows up, right, in paragraph 3,
You gonna get stuck in a lot down the base of the wires. They gonna see
you have to
so you gonna
introduce
change
the
the
quote, you can't just like she showed us, you can't just drop it in there with no introduction. You have to introduce us to the quote. So, we normally say, in the short story, The Interlopers, Saki writes, or in paragraph 3, it says, you know, or some kind of introduction to the quote, right?
Go back to where we were at.
Yeah.
Alright, so already George moved in the forest and then she falls down the slow. Okay.
Jump on Jane like a
Use one of the sentence starters there to introduce the quote. You're introducing the quote, right? So you're gonna say,
Gang jump all like the knot. That nigga got hit.
okay, good. So, Mr. Burns, that, now explain your quote. So use one of those explaining quotes or parts. Like, you know, this quote shows that, or the evidence demonstrates that. Go ahead and do one of those sentence starters.
You cannot like, you don't have to buy a big
Wow, like 2 grams of that.
Damn, nigga with the weed out back in the day.
Yeah.
Based on this text, what do you know about Baker Lilies? So now you're just gonna explain what you already explained in your right side.
The nigga was $5 piece.
Go ahead.
Life is life.
Who not doing that word? Who not? Look.
Life is hard out here.
Sit there right over
All right, when you're introducing your quote,
So,
you have to introduce your quote. In the paragraph 2, it says,
no, it's about the story.
Saki writes your quote. In the short story, The Interlopers, it says your quote. You have to introduce your quote.
No, no.
What's that? What am I waiting for? Oh, where am I? Originally, I'm from Kansas, but I lived in California for 20 years, raised my son. So I'm equally from Kansas and California, huh? Grad school to become a teacher, work in Baltimore City. Famous Baltimore City. You guys don't know it, but you're from a famous city. Did you know you're from a famous city?
Yeah, I'm sitting capital right now.
It's famous.
Who's famous for killing?
You're famous for all kinds of reasons. I gotta tell you, this is a high, like, there's a lot of like high, and it is. You guys, you're like that close to Washington D.C. You've got a lot of governmental, political, like research institutes here. You guys, this is like a live area of intellect and research and.
Focus on one thing, and I keep calling you when I need help with my next one, you just focus on him.
Because you are in a very, very good spot.
Right.
What you mean?
You have everything you need to finish this essay. I'll be over
Exactly.
Alright, you literally just stick the one.
Right now, it took that. Now I'm good.
Okay, so you don't have to build this part out. I'll be back around.
Alright, I need help with this one, so I got whatever this is. I got all this right there, right here. So I need this.
Okay, so here's the thing, you already have everything you need here, right? So in the story, it's a hero that played the man who started writing arguments and didn't choose to. What quote talks about other arguments that you were writing?
Oh my God,
Is this about them arguing? Right, and it ruined their relationship, and your explanation was, it's free will and man's choosing life, right? Right.
Well, that's 25 minutes.
Yes. So, this is the quote you chose about fighting and arguing? So set up your quote, right? What is happening in the moment you're talking about? So you're saying, in the story, they wouldn't have started, the men wouldn't have started fighting or arguing, they didn't choose to. So, you know how I said, you know, plan to quote? You wouldn't use any of those examples on there. In the present state, what the story says. See that there?
Alright, I'm gonna say in the text, it states that
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you do. In the text it states, put the quote here and then explain how it's an
Plenty of
example of
time.
free will, which you already did. Does that make sense? Now
You're one word away from
Oh,
completing that.
I say in the text, it states right here.
Yes.
No, you're one word away from completing the quote.
This is the quote.
What do you word?
What that? Check that out.
Oh, you did? You have to go 240. Okay, so you have plenty of time to write that last word of the quote and tell me whether that's an example of free will or fate.
Oh, that man was talking to me over there for a while. What she said? She said, when I think you said, the tall one.
Yeah. So
No,
I think she gave people time and
I'm glad.
they can take it
I'm
home.
glad with you because she just.
Yeah, just like finish, like, you know.
If they can finish it on their own, then they can do that. The other thing is.
Oh, never mind.
All right, how close are we to finishing our essays?
I got like 2 more boxes and I'm done. Like, I'm really, can I hold it? Can I hold it?
Okay. On a scale of 5 to 10 minutes, how much more time do we need? Show on your hand on a scale of 5 to 10, Denaya, Dion, how many more minutes do we need?
She took my top anyway.
No, she gave it to me.
Yo,
Wait,
I'm not doing this.
bro, stop
Do we
being
need more time in the essay or am I gonna move everyone on?
I need,
5
no, I need
5 to 10 minutes. Put
10,
your
10,
fingers up. Let me know.
10.
I have 10 from Denaya, 10 from Kevin.
I need
10
time.
from me.
Everyone else is done. 10 from Dion.
I need
Malik,
time.
how much more time do you need?
I need 30.
10, 10. I'm gonna
At
put
least.
I'm gonna put 10 on the clock. We will see where we are in 10.
It says.
Alright, alright, no, hold on. Okay, so you got that. So is this an example of fate or free will playing in their lives? This lawsuit? Okay, so go ahead and write that down. Why is it a matter of fate? Well, fate is when you have a choice, or fate is when you don't have a choice about what happens to you. Free will is when you do get to make a choice as to what happens to you. So in the lawsuit, was it a matter of their free choice or a matter of fate determining who won the lawsuit? Okay, so write that down. Fate. In this box. This can be argued both ways, fate, right there. So it can be argued both ways, right? You have a choice to bring a lawsuit to court, but do you make the decision as to 19 or 21? Who makes the decision? Quote about how to judge. So it's really out of your control, right? So it could be fate or it could be free will, depending on how you want to look at it. How you look at it. Okay, so next up.
Some more boxes, right?
Because you have to find text evidence. Okay? This is the easy part. Alright, so how did Ulrich and George end up meeting each other in the forest?
I don't know what's wrong with that, no way. She had that next time we did it, so he came back with her.
Okay. Alright, so you have to find the actual quote that tells us how they met. Alright, so look in paragraph 3, or listen to paragraph 3, just like you did, and tell me the moment that they met each other. Go ahead, paragraph 3.
You ready to watch your essay? Yeah.
Five minutes.
Alright.
Can we only do like,
She has her name. Just leave her name.
Shush. You.
Follow up, y'all.
Oops.
Miss Ed, I got a question.
Follow up, bro. In bed. Follow up.
Okay.
Alright. How many people need, raise your hand if you need a bus pass, we're getting them count. Raise your hand if you need a bus pass.
Me?
1,
Me, me too.
2, 3, 4. Need a bus pass,
I
2?
need 3.
5. Monique?
Run in the home on the go. Go.
But some of them be like,
In the home on the
Myron, do you need a bus pass?
What's your question? I gotta ask a question.
it doesn't feel short, it's about your life. So like, for example, if I heard free will, what I'm saying is,
Del? You have this almost done.
Okay,
Let's see.
so, just the same thing, but you gotta put me.
okay, so what you might put in paragraph 3, what does it say? Use your text evidence, use your information, tell me what it says. Birds. You know what? Find birds. Let me start. What is hello? You always say I ain't gonna lie, Miss Ed. I'm only going one book. But you know, you want to so please check it
You guys make good use of your time, you got 5 minutes.
Del, get that quote down. I want to see about 24. everybody swear, so now you write their essay. So you know how to write about all of the you're saying. So my question to you is, are all of you, how do you restate that? Or how do you?
How do you think about it?
So all of you are,
All storm was going to strike the tree.
okay. So you don't wanna reveal your whole argument, right? So you just say, all of the, because what happens?
Because the lightning struck the tree.
And what happens if
And the tree falls down.
right? So all of your, like,
And the tree falls down on top of the house.
Get it?
Not yet.
and then what's your last one? Where you gonna check it?
Not yet. What's the other one? The other one is the 50. Because all that's all they got. All they get when you go to the bathroom,
All of your, like, 50, walk down, and open.
not make that phone call. So you just little bus bills and none of that shit funny.
Hey, Mom. Every day to the mama. Good. I'm going pretty good. Pretty good.
So, say you're gonna finish this case, because we already have all your evidence and all your explanation. What you're gonna do with this body pair, again, is just in your mind, of your, you're gonna have a- Then you're gonna set up. So, remember what I was saying here, you introducing quote, you don't wanna just, it, you wanna say something like, in the text states. Okay? So, when you're saying your quote, you're gonna say something like, in the text states, and you're gonna copy down the quote that you already have. Okay? And then you're gonna explain how it's, for example.
She was beating the breakfast for son.
Exactly.
Who is she?
Don't worry about it.
So, where, what line, like, tells us exactly.
You talking about Rosa?
It's German.
Oh, sorry, I'm done.
Let's see how that is.
What?
That's the way.
Look like
That's the way down here.
Look how
He's gonna jump up by himself. And he's gonna
What's her name?
I probably did.
So it says he strayed away by himself from the watchers who he accused in ambush and wandered far down the steep.
She's bluffing.
I mean, you wanna see it, I say, yeah.
A C.
Yeah.
So if you got an A.
Well, this is 50% of your grade, so maybe you're raising down to this.
Exactly.
So that's
Did he know
Yeah.
that he was
But we
gonna
also have to do
meet him when he
Right, and
walked
then-
around that tree?
Before you go down.
Okay, so do you think that's free will or fate?
You don't know what
Yeah,
she said.
fate. So write that
Right now, this
here.
essay is not
You
done.
don't know what she said.
What it is. Good.
What's her
Everybody
name?
mentioned this,
Okay.
huh?
It's 2 o'clock.
When you guys set your mind to task and focus in on what you need to do, you guys get it done like that.
Miss Winette,
This one,
this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the rest of the class, I'm okay with them working on this essay, but I think it also would be a good motivator if they got
got to see their grades.
I don't have section 3 is updated.
Yo, stop talking about math, y'all.
But I will tomorrow.
Put you down.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll go Wednesday. I'll definitely have it by Wednesday. So
What?
I can show you your grade with the essay and without the essay. I don't have this class grades updated yet. So it's the same. Well, all my
I think at this point, I just want no one is under essays.
I mean, if you're gonna, everything is like, maybe they need just to. Right, the other thing that I talked with is,
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Got more, you got more minutes.
those not quite as
You don't even got your black there.
and and
Go get me one.
your essays. We can do that. This time 20 minutes.
I mean, finish this, after that we
Just
go.
like on your own.
Muffin.
So Terrell is still.
You know your whole body paragraph?
So I feel like he needs to
No.
at least one more of those.
You know your whole
No.
You know your whole body paragraph?
Anisha,
Yeah. What happened?
and
Oh, God.
What happened?
and I guess.
Wait, okay,
tonight
Oliver.
is done.
If I take a picture of this and I finish
So I've been trying to have a quick plan.
when I go home, I can get.
Why yourself?
If you finish, I swear, move y'all onto a quick break, go around with some candy, then have y'all do a final 15-minute push.
Alright, yeah, that's good.
Order candy out.
Hold up. Y'all!
Why would you do that? You hungry?
Dang, took the last one. What's this one?
Oh,
Taking shit off my desk. Put it back.
Y'all, everyone return to your seats. I'm gonna make an announcement. Alright. Tonight, please return to your seat. Please return to your seat.
One of these times she went to.
Alright. Because nobody is done with their essay, I am gonna give you until the end of the day to finish your essays. What that means is we are behind on Wednesday. So, Wednesday we'll have fewer breaks, we have more to get through. If you are still, if y'all are still gathering evidence or still working on just your introduction, y'all, if you are still gathering evidence or working on your introduction, Miss Wynette and I will have a small group so we can all work through it together. So if you fall into that category of people, after this quick break, we are going to meet in the back so we can all work on this together. Is that clear? All right. I'm going to move us on to just a quick 4-minute break. I will be around with Candy because I think people need to decompress a little bit. The rest of class afterwards is going to be spent finishing these essays. It's 50% of your grade. You can do the math. It's important.
Right.
Well, you need to know how to read, spell, and write to catch a check in every scenario. So yeah.
You can just tell that some people.
Not for numbers. I know it's not for numbers already. I know the fifth grader. Oh, don't really use it, bro. Just try to give it to you.
So there will be a time in your life where you need to communicate in the
My stomach hurt.
Like, for
I'm just about to go home and go
To
to
go
sleep.
get a job, you need to have a cover letter.
I
A
gotta
cover
go.
letter, to get a job, to get a good paying job, you need to have a cover letter. Are we hearing this? Where are you gonna use this?
I'm gonna check that in just a second. You don't need one for summer curves, right?
To get a good paying job.
I'm gonna do something. Come on, man. My stomach is actually
Get a good paying job, you can take a cover letter and she's cover yourself.
Tay.
Yo, yeah.
I mean, but if you're gonna work for somebody else, you have to write a mini little essay about yourself.
I'm done.
What's your essay?
Also, hold up. You told me I gotta do it all of it.
I'll bring in.
See, the more you do it, the quicker it goes. Like,
That's a lot.
the more you do it, the quicker it goes. This part, graduate on time. Walk through those doors on time.
Okay, so remember, you have to tell me, what and do what you can choose, right? So is this the choosing friend or? Because of circumstances. That's not saying that it's wrong, it's circumstances. If anything, this sounds like it's
Yeah, that's so loud.
You've done a written stage. Alright, good. And that is an example of free will or faith. That's right. So write that
Now
down.
write the essay.
My
Alright.
stomach hurt, bro.
It's 2 paragraphs. You can either fill this out completely or you can write the 2 paragraphs and go through the structure. Okay, you can start.
Alright.
Why you on this way?
Cuz, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna go.
Yep. Alright.
I'm
Now,
done.
well,
My
we're
stomach
gonna do
Garbage.
one more.
My stomach hurt.
What are some examples of person versus nature in the story? So, yeah, well, it's the last 20 minutes of class. I mean, I'm gonna give you a pass. It'll be on me. Okay. Terrell, did your name have 2 L's?
Yeah. TRST.
I'm not supposed to give you a pass right now.
So this what my paragraph gonna be on? I'm good.
What?
Okay.
Alright, better go quick. You're not feeling well. Your name's Scotty.
Yeah, I'm telling my life. You got it.
All right, your break is up. The rest of class is meant to finish this essay.
No, it's really
No, I have
fucked
to
up.
pee.
Well,
No, that's not me.
Most of y'all are almost done with your essays. I will be meeting with the people who still need to fill out those charts.
How you do that, please?
Uh,
I need to go down. You went swap up. That's not fair. I'm a girl. He's not fucking. It's a. They not coming in. It's a girl. They're not. They're definitely. They not coming in.
it's actually the last, 10
Right.
minutes.
They're not coming in. They just said this.
Okay, so they can.
So can I use the bathroom?
They still will let it in.
They not coming back. Yes, they is. I got to leave. If they don't let me back, but I'm gonna come back.
They're not looking like you back in the classroom.
Why you don't let me back?
Oh,
They don't let me in. They get room call.
Alright, I was gonna work with Jason.
okay.
What food should I order?
So, you need to get, come on, did you write your book?
Yeah, I wrote it.
Your stuff.
or no, you have to explain it more. You can't just say, how does it show for you? This shows from the because.
Most of the work. This components stuff. Okay. No, you actually have to put this. You wanna do this? Oh, so you don't wanna go this out. Okay. Okay, so use this, write your instruction back here, and then for your body camera, make sure you're make sure you choose the two examples of fake. Introduce the codes that you're going to use about fake, and then explain why you're. All I have is that. Go ahead and add your intro to the right created, and then write body. This is meant as a tool. People find it useful and they gotta fill it out that way.
They might come in right here.
That's fine.
Come on, Dion.
Alright, what about this?
Yeah, instruction and body. So you work this. We'll say
Yeah. 25 minutes.
Damn.
Say 20 pesos.
So, are you ready for fake or whoever home? Go.
Alright, so thank you for coming back.
Free night game, freedom snipers.
Alright, so
We got 5 more minutes. He said we quit.
5 more
the
minutes.
last, we have 10 minutes.
Let's throw that 5.
The last,
Every time.
two
It is.
paragraphs you have to look at
Nah, how you gonna
are
show us?
and you have to tell me how,
Okay, you're
what's an
So you
example
want to either ask
of
the question mark
nature
or give a
versus
scenario
man.
that deals with fate to open up.
So in paragraph 40,
So, which one?
it says this.
Scenario or a question mark?
How is that an example of nature versus man? Paragraph 40. It's right here.
What is an example of fate?
What does it say?
Don't steal no candy.
So we're talking, right, you're calling out for help, right? The two raise their voices and prolong. Listen, I'm gonna start on paragraph 46.
Write a scenario where you are instructing someone to
Together again, said a few minutes later, after listening in vain or answering hello. Why is
Hey camera, so it's currently the end of class and this class was a fail because
again for some minutes, and then Ulrich gave a joyful cry. I can speak.
this class was a fail because
Bye.
bye. You wanna be in the this class was a fail. Bye, y'all wanna keep getting my video.
How y'all doing?
Xavier, you you pressed, they don't want you.
Y'all know y'all want me because I look good. Stop playing with me.
Xavier, get out my face.
I look so sexy.
Y'all, bye, get out my face.
Are they your men? Are they your men? You're rated Ulrich said no with a laugh. The idiotic chattering laugh of a man unstrung with hideous fear. Who are they? Asked George quickly, straining his eyes to see what the other would gladly not have seen. Wolves. So as they were calling out for help, the two raised their right. Who hurt them? The wolves. Okay, so that is one example. No, that's just an example of man versus nature, right? The wolves, right? The wolves are coming to get them instead of their men, right? Another example of man versus nature is when they're standing glaring at each other. They had a rifle, they were about to shoot each other. The chance had come, but they waited, right? They couldn't get up the nerve to shoot each other. And while they were waiting,
because
of
you see the
the
dark,
strength of the storm
like, you do not have to worry.
had been answered by a splitting crash over their heads, an air they could keep aside, a massive falling tree had thundered down on them. So what happened?
So work on
As
your
they were
essays,
standing
not
there,
take yours,
the storm shrieked, right? And then a mass of a beech tree had thundered down on them. So what happened to them? Yes, a tree fell down on them. That's the other example of human versus nature. If you're gonna use either one of those, I would both. So, yeah. So go ahead and write down
Tell them you get money, boy.
in
That
paragraph.
money take you.
Paragraph.
Money.
Well, you can either write this one, or you can write the one in 2, or you can write the one in 40. Look at the one in 40.
It's only one.
It's only one word, so you can write that, and that's man versus nature. And is that an example of faith or free will? No.
VIP.
Is that an example of faith or free will?
Faith.
Yes.
Show it right here.
So write down the quote in the quote spot, and write down whether it's faith or free will in faith.
Oh, Miss N, if I get in trouble with you,
Why you ratting?
Yo, all y'all should be in your seats working on your essays.
You guys, it kind of's been over like the whole period for y'all. It seems like you come into third period and you're like,
Act a fool, cause I've been chained up for the whole day. I just had a break. So I got
Just getting high.
real talk and high, busted. Now coming in.
That's how we at Marigold. Right after jumping.
you guys have to get your second win. It's your sprint to the home, the finish line of the school day. It's the last hour of the day. You have to sprint. You have to keep going.
Man, you see that bus there?
school out.
No, we don't go.
I do the work
that bell.
at 3.
Guys, keep your door open.
We don't go with that bell.
Oh, that's so mean.
Hey,
I'm not leaving out, cause I'm not getting
we have a staggered dismissal. That bell is for another group of classes. English is the last class to be dismissed.
Oh, no. Y'all trying to dictate that. I got my stomach.
So we need to bring Ms. Jones in here and let you guys
I just
know.
gotta go. I can't be here.
Do we need
Monday.
Ms. Jones in here and explain to you the order?
I school's no Wednesday.
I'm not arguing with you. You have 2 seconds to get it. 1, 2, 3.
So what time are we?
At 2:25.
But I always, it's only
No, it's not us. It's Ms. Jones. It's the way that they want to keep things in
How
order
does she know that we're in the English class?
and to keep COVID down.
No.
No,
I didn't get
if
that.
we let everyone out at the same time, we'd have a whole bunch of
They
kids.
do it first time.
No, we need to start doing testing. Y'all really greedy, like, so we can stay out of school. We got it.
The same thing as last time. They like everybody else. The same thing.
Real shit.
Ain't nothing different.
And them what we testing every week. Always.
They're just trying to keep crowd control down. Thank you.
What if the whole school just got it and then we don't know? We could be out of school for 4 days. And then we hear that nobody know that. Miss No, you be recording us?
You want to do break that home and finish it?
Miss No,
Yes.
you be recording us?
Yes. So that you guys can see the lecture if you missed the class.
Oh.
Yeah, not it's for you that we're recording it, so
I
you
thought
can
you were
refer back.
record like the.
Alright,
Oh no,
at
no,
this
it's,
point, y'all should be
it's
done
for
with these
instruction.
essays.
You
I
guys
am about
decide
to start
to,
breaking them.
act out. That's on
So,
I be jealous.
you. Exactly.
Over there, yo. Oh my gosh, y'all are so mean something.
Bro,
We got 3 more minutes.
All right, let me shut.
Y'all waiting for me? You should start putting them in the pictures so the world can see how bad these kids are.